The Kangaroos today named a 20-man squad to take on the USA in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Coach Tim Sheens is keeping his cards close to his chest, naming his team to face the Tomahawks on Saturday afternoon in alphabetical order. Daly Cherry Evans looks like he has won the battle with Robbie Farah for the utility role. However, Sheens still hasn't ruled out playing 4 forwards on the bench. The backline is expected to be similar to the one that faced England, with Billy Slater, Greg Inglis, Darius Boyd and Brett Morris all expected to play in their usual positions. NRL.com caught up with the Kangaroos coach to find out more about the team. Tim, you've named an extended squad, a sign that things are getting pretty serious with the quarterfinal stages?
Yeah. Well, we've named them alphabetically, which is what everybody's doing. But I've still got a couple of issues in the squad with little niggly things and injuries and so on. So we'll just finalise it at the back end of the week. But we're pretty settled on what we're going to do. It's just a matter of naming it just before game time.
How have the 3 games affected what you do this quarterfinals? You've given everyone a run. Has it changed what you were thinking before the tournament?
Look, yeah, some things have changed in what I thought might happen, and some guys have put their hands up, some not as good as others. So it has changed things, but it's very, very difficult with such a good squad, a quality squad, to leave guys out at this point, particularly with now we're into the sudden death games. But it's better to have too many, I suppose, than not enough. Still fiddling with the bench a little bit, and it'll depend on who we're playing, whether or not we go for bigger players, for instance, or what we need. And again, it depends on injury and other issues. If you're covering someone who's got a bit of a problem with a leg or a knee or a hamstring or whatever. So we've just got to play that one by ear each week. But the core of the team will be settled pretty well this week, and hopefully play deep into this series to the final.
Fair to say that Daly and Robbie are battling off for a utility spot on the bench still?
Yeah, and Greg Bird can do that too. So it's not just a matter of one or the other. It might not be either. Depending on whether or not we go with size. I've made sure Daly and Robbie have had football, but mainly because if we need them, they're specialists, and if we need them in the situation of for a 9 or for a half, they've had some football, rather than go 3 or 4 games and then maybe need them and them not have played anything. So, we're trying to keep their game time up, also understanding what we're doing in the game, because they're obviously very important players in the positions they play. And at this stage, I'm comfortable that even if they didn't play and we had to use them in, say, 3 weeks' time, they'd be ready to play. But, but again, I'm looking to give one of them an opportunity this week, and then we'll go from there.
Defence has been the emphasis in the last 3 weeks ever since the England game, to just keep building on that and to be as stingy as possible in defence. Yeah,
I think we missed 6 tackles last week against Ireland and gave up very little ground. Fiji were very good as well. And we were embarrassed. We had our pants pulled down by England, and we were embarrassed by that as an Australian side. And previous Australian sides have been very proud of their defensive record, as has this group over the last 5 years that I've had them. So we've worked very, very hard on that, and generally in most rep sides, that's where you've got to focus most of your game anyway, most of your training, to make sure they're all on the same page defensively.
And obviously some of the boys you gave a rest last week. You're happy when they come back in the team that you're not going to lose any cohesion there? There's that danger if you mix around with your halves and that sort of thing, you can lose a bit of that?
You can, and so we've already mentioned to the guys that we're going to settle that situation this week, and then play through with that group as much as we can, particularly as you say in the halves and the spine of the team. So that'll be unfortunate for a couple of guys. However, as I said, they've had enough football to be able to fill in if they need to be, and that's their role.
When will you look to sort of finalise the team?
An hour before kick-off.